Hey there everyone, it's GG Sober Sun. August 26th. Fourth time's a charm because I was out on the beach and the biting flies are going crazy. So I got several recorded, but we're going to go ahead and do them from here. In the car, in the AC, without the biting flies. If we are, and this is a quote from the big book, if we are still clinging to something that we will not let go, we must sincerely ask God to help us to be willing to let even that go too. We cannot divide our lives into compartments and keep some for ourselves. We must give all the compartments to God. We must say, "My Creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, good and bad. I pray that you now remove from me every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my friends." Unquote. End quote. Am I still clinging to something that I will not let go? Probably. I think everybody does and they don't realize it. You know, the biggest thing is obvious. You know, whatever it is. Whether it's food, gluttony, sloth, you know, the 7 deadly sins, one of the 7 deadly sins. But I think we always have something that we can ask God for willingness to remove it from us, you know. And even like I've been out of a relationship, a long-term relationship, since December, but I think I still have hope that we might get back together again. I miss her a lot, you know. It had a lot of great, the relationship had a lot of great aspects to it, and I miss it a lot. I miss her a lot, and I think about her almost daily, even still 9 months in. And so I am asking God to help me hand that over to let go of it. And it's getting easier, it's getting better, let go of her, so that I can move on. Not so I can have another relationship, it's just that, you know, and that's one of the things a psychologist I just recently heard said, it's not, don't try to rescue yourself or savior yourself. And I love that she used the word savior, because there's only one savior, you know. And savior yourself by getting into another relationship and, oh, this relationship will fix me. I want to focus on God. That's the point. That's what this reading is about. To let go of everything and just focus on the God of my understanding. So, meditation for the day. The laws of nature cannot be changed and must be obeyed if you are to stay healthy and unbroken. No exceptions will be made in your case, and in anybody's case. Submit to the laws of nature or they will finally break you. And in the realm of the spirit, in all human relationships, submit to the moral laws and to the will of God. If you continue to break the laws of honesty, purity, unselfishness, and love, you will be broken to some extent yourself. The moral and spiritual laws of God, like the laws of nature, are unbreakable without some disaster. If you are dishonest, impure, selfish, and unloving, you will not be living according to the laws of the Spirit, and you will suffer the consequences. And I love how the big book puts it. We cut ourselves off from the sunlight of the Spirit. And friendship. And fellowship, really. if we think we can be unloving and selfish, we're only hurting ourselves. And 9 times out of 10, these are survival traits that we learned in early childhood. And so we have to learn how to let go of them. But we don't have to learn how to. We can ask God, and God will show us. And He'll use other people, of course, and literature and videos and so on and so forth, and then sometimes He'll just download it, the information we need, and then we'll go, oh, they they call those epiphanies, just a stark realization, like, I've been a jerk all my life. How do I not be a jerk? Oh, maybe I'll just talk to people and stick out my hand and say hello, that kind of thing. So, prayer for the day. I pray that I may submit to the laws of nature and to the laws of God. I pray that I may live in harmony with all the laws of life. That was very helpful for me, because I always thought, back in my drinking days, I thought, the Bible's just a bunch of do's and don'ts. Well, kinda. Like, don't jump off of a roof. You'll hurt yourself. Don't jump out of a 10-story window. You'll die. Man, don't tell me what to do. And unless we are obeying these, as it's put in here, moral laws, we're not living fully. We're not living our fullest lives. Wow. And I guess I've been really kind of focusing on doing the next right thing starting this year, more out of desperation than anything. One, that I realized that long-term relationship had become my God. And 2, so I wanted to refocus on God when it ended. And so the atomic habits of praying first thing in the morning, getting out in nature, into the sunlight, that was helpful. But other things like avoiding foods that I know are harmful to me, and not just avoiding harmful foods, but getting nourishing, healthy, natural foods in as well. So that, so many people, especially, not to digress too much, but especially people who, with the food, they feel like they're depriving themselves if they don't eat a bunch of junk food and sweets and sodas and stuff like that they're not living a full life, that they'd rather just take a bunch of pills or whatever, medications to cope with what they're doing, and that may be all well and fine, but you're not living your fullest life. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. So, do you want to live a full life, or do you just want to live a hedonistic, get my needs met life? Like, for years I realized that I had this obsession about having soda in the house, pop, as we called it back home in Ohio. And as an adult, as a father, as a husband, it was like I couldn't not have pop in the house. And groceries, you know what I mean? I actually had said this at one point. I will not go hungry I'll skip a bill payment or skip a loan payment or something like that before my family goes hungry. And I thought that was a logical thing. And I ate well, and I've always eaten well, and I spent hundreds and hundreds on groceries. But I told myself, and when I look back, I know that a lot of times, having a lot of siblings growing up, sometimes by the time grocery day came around, oh, there's some dolphins out there. I did not, like the cupboards were kind of bare. And so, like and we had no pop, and I would be depressed because obviously I was a sugar addict and didn't know it. And so only until I realized, oh man, this is a problem, and now I don't drink soda at all. Very, very rarely will I drink like an energy drink or something like that if I have to drive a long way and eat candy. That's usually my binge times, is road trips. And I'm getting ready to go on a road trip with my kids, my adult children, so I'm going to have to come up with some clever ways to avoid eating junk. So that's it, folks. I love you. Keep coming back. Look up, aim up, rise up.